lively audience this morning, which always energizes me when I'm doing all of these interviews. So I thank you, and I welcome our online viewers as well on BOCI Ustream TV. My name is Delmar Johnson. I'm the CEO of Delmar Johnson Enterprise. I am also your host this morning for BOCI TV. And at BOCI, we are all about bringing everyone together for more connections, more collaborations, more exposure, and more business. We are all about bringing professionals. We work with professionals. I always have to look at our motto. I don't know why. I should know this by heart. But we work with professionals who want to optimize their business through what audience? Social media, education exchange, and networking events. Thank you very much, audience. You have been so cooperative today. And I'm excited about our next interviewee, if you will. Her name is Kim Heathcott. She is the CEO of Clarion Security Company, and she is also the newly elected president of NABO, which is National Association of Women Business Owners, and for the Memphis chapter. And and if you want to follow us on Twitter, we're at BO Coffee. You can also join us and check us out more at businessovercoffee.com, where you're also welcome to do a complimentary profile so we can get to know a little bit more about you, and you can get to know a little bit more about us. So we're going to go segue from there into the interview with Keith. Who is Keith? With Kim Heathcott. I always have bloopers. With Kim Heathcott, CEO of Clarion Security. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. So why don't you reintroduce yourself correctly? Don't call yourself Keith like I did, and tell the audience what you're all about and what Clarion Security is all about.
Okay, great. I'm Kim Heathcott, and I own a security guard company here in Memphis. I started up 3 years ago, brand new company, brand new logo, website, no customers, started with one other person, and so 3 years later, we've grown to almost $4 million in revenues. We have over 200 employees and accounts all over the city. So it's been a very exhausting and exhilarating startup.
Awesome. And she just landed a contract last night too, so I just throw that out there. A very big one for the city. So Clarion Security is definitely growing. Well, you say you have 200 employees, and all of them are part of the security group, or is that part of your admin staff as well, or you have
We have a very small
people?
office,
okay.
And so everyone is just out in the field
okay.
and supervisory. Yes, we try to run a skinny shop, as skinny as we can,
exactly.
and keep it all out in the field.
Exactly, awesome. So give us the website for Clarion while we're talking about Clarion.
It's www.clarionsecurity.com, and I just redid my website, so
okay, awesome.
it's a work in process, but we're excited about it.
Clarion, let me spell that for the audience. CLARION, security. Okay. Now you also was recently elected as the president of NABO. So I want you to talk a little bit about NABO and what it's doing in Memphis and doing in the community, and just talk to us in general about women in business, because that's what NABO is all about.
Well, when I was starting up my company, I had retired, and so I didn't have a lot of relationships, and so that's one of the first organizations that I went to, and to find people that were in the midst of doing what I was, starting, or in the middle, or in the end, that they could mentor me. And this organization was just so practical, because it gave me practical help on business plans and what to do about social media, and also brought in a lot of inspiring women in Memphis that have actually made it, success stories of what they did. And so I was really drawn to the group, and there's been so much networking and relationships, and we really kind of encourage each other and build and see how we can help each other in our business. And so I've been involved for the past 3 years, and I've been on the board. And so I, now that I've kind of been through the hard part and had to learn so much on my own, I really, that's why I'm president, because there's so many women out there that want to start up, want to, they kind of don't know where to begin or where to reach out for help. And so that's what we're trying to do at NABO is reach back to those women who are kind of the first generation of startups, and kind of help them through the business to be very successful entrepreneurs.
Most of it, and in what ways do you help those new startups?
Well, we do a mix. We do a mix of practical education, and then we're looking at workshops for actually how to put together a business plan and cash flow forecasting and modeling to get financing, because those are very practical things. We do some workshops on how to do business with government and city and state, because those can be very lucrative but kind of overwhelming for someone. And then just practical, how to sell better, how to market better, how to network better, all of those things that we are putting together to help women be successful.
Awesome. And what is the website for NAWBO Memphis chapter?
It is NAWBO Memphis, NAWBO Memphis.org. And we have luncheons once a month where we try to put on those programs and then do these workshops once or twice a year.
And when is the next NAWBO? Because I saw that with speed networking.
It is.
Okay.
It's a great way to just plug in, and we're not going to have a speaker this time. This time we're just going to get to know one another and how we can help each other and what our businesses are. So that's going to be at Chickasaw Country Club. It's always the second Tuesday of the month, which I believe is August 9th, but you'll have to correct me if that's wrong.
13th.
August 13th.
August 13th. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
11:31, and it's a great opportunity to plug in.
Most definitely, and I've actually been to several of the NAWBO meetings, and there are some dynamic women there. Like I said, there are women who are already been entrepreneurs for a while and going into their third, fourth, and fifth year, and even well beyond that. And then you have those who are more newbies like myself, or aspiring entrepreneurs who are maybe hadn't even launched their business idea yet, but to be in the room with that kind of energy and with that kind of talent, skills, and know-how, then that's where an aspiring entrepreneur definitely wants to be, because the women are all about sharing what they know, or sharing information about resources that the more newbies will not necessarily be aware of in the city, and kind of get confused. So that's the wonderful thing about NAWBO. So is there anything else we need to know about you, Kim? Are you a native of Memphis?
I am.
Okay.
I am. And I am actually, I've been very honored with my work and the company and the community that I just got nominated as a Superwoman in Business.
Awesome. Well, that deserves a round of applause.
Yes. So you'll find out a little bit more about me in the Memphis Business Journal article that's coming out in a couple of weeks. But it really had some soul-searching questions, and I come from a long line of talented and bright women in my family.
Awesome.
And so I am just carrying the generation down and women in business.
Awesome. That is awesome. Does anybody have any questions for Kim? Nobody have it? Do we have any activity online, Gina? Our tech team, as Gina runs over here to the sidelines.
Okay, so we are, our activity is mostly generating through BO Coffee. I guess
on
Claire,
Twitter? Okay.
Yeah, Claire is doing an excellent job over there. Some of the things that she has said is asked everyone to visit Shandon's health blog. Renee's gone, but she made a mention of have jewelry for men who love women. I also posted into that regards. What did I say? I can't see it on here right now. I said for Marisha Sherman that I see your groove. Great interview. Why is talking on here today, talking about getting ready for BOC and ready to go for that. So those are what we have going on right now. So thank you, virtual audience.
Thank you, thank you.
Just a quick question.
Okay, Mike.
Some of the challenges that you think women have in maybe Memphis or elsewhere that you might be able to share, and maybe how to overcome some of those basic challenges that women have versus men, or versus a team, a husband, wife, or whatever, that you might be able to share?
Well, I'm in an industry that's very male dominated, and so I think that it takes a while to kind of bring a new philosophy to business, and maybe people think that that's kind of a business that's needs to be a male leader and that sort of thing. And my big thing is just to continue huge on networks and relationships and talking with people. And so when they see that somebody has a great idea, that they're bringing a fresh face to it, a vision, I think it becomes gender neutral at that point. But I think women just, I would encourage women just to keep out there and network with not only women but other men, be very involved in different groups. I mean, that's where I've met so many of my relationships and so many great mentor strategic groups that are out there. And the social media obviously is huge, you know, because when we come across as experts in social media, then that helps my business regardless of whether it's a woman-owned business or a man-owned business. So just keep plugging away.
Most definitely. Yes, Carol.
How do you register for your event coming up?
There's a link on the nabomemphis.org website, so you can go right there to register.
And do you have to be a member to go?
You do not. There is a small price differential for being a member, but we welcome guests and hope that we have quite a few guests there.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Carolyn, for bringing that up. Yes, Jane.
So I have attended a couple of NABO events. I've always found it to be a really great place to go do some networking. And I don't think I heard you mention this, but this is an organization that's predominantly run by women. Women come to this event, but I have seen men there. So
Yes,
talk about that.
absolutely. We welcome men at our events, and you know, I think that we encourage women to network, but just kind of like I just said, you know, women and men need to work together. And so we love when men come and attend because we have speakers that can really speak to anyone in business and entrepreneurship today.
So yes, NABO, in other words, love women, but they do not exclude men. Please come. Because I've been in several of them where men have added to the diversity. You know, there's diversity among women of different ethnicities, different cultures, different backgrounds. But when men add a little flavor, if you will, to the NABO meetings. Are there any other questions for Kim? Well, thank you so much, Kim, for joining us. And tell our audience again how they can get in contact with you for Clarion Security and or NABO.
Well, clarionsecurity.com and nabomemphis.org, and you can reach us both places.
Thank you so much. Let's give Kim a round of applause. Thank you so much. That wraps up our interviews for today. My name is Delmar Johnson. I am your host for BOCI TV. At BOCI, we are bringing everyone together for more connections, more collaborations, more exposure, and more business. Until next time, I see you on TV.
Woo-hoo.